Costco is quietly raising prices again, and this is making customers from all over the country really furious. Executives warned that even more increases are on the horizon as the company implements a series of changes this year. Higher grocery prices have been a major topic of concern for American families since the pandemic. Despite all the talk about deflation, U.S. consumers are still spending on average $1,000 more on the same basket of basic items they used to buy 4 years ago. Even though Costco has built its business on offering predictably low prices, that's no longer the case for several categories. According to new reports, the warehouse chain is trying to focus on improving profitability to be able to maintain its financial strength. Chief Financial Officer Richard Galanti has been brutally honest about the impact of inflation and noted that many companies have leaned on the perception of higher costs as a way to raise prices. Galanti suggested that while the warehouse club wants to offer the most competitive prices, it's not above grabbing wider margins when the right opportunity presents itself. In other words, Costco doesn't always keep its margin thin on the items it sells, but it looks to keep prices marginally lower relative to its rivals. One notable example is gas. The chain's customers used to say that the yearly savings on gas would make up for the membership fees. This year, they will likely see less relief at the pump. Galanti said in his statement that, the thing about gas is, I think everybody out there that has gas stations, what we found is, we've been able to see improved profitability, not just in the last quarter or two, but over the last 3 to 5 years. Improved profitability in gas because others are making more, and we're allowed to make more too. So basically, the CFO admits that Costco does want to beat other local businesses, but that doesn't mean it's committed to offering the lowest price possible anymore. In another statement, he said that, when we do our competitive price shops on gas, which we do weekly at every gas station we operate with neighboring competitive gas stations, our value proposition is actually increased, an increased number of cents per gallon than we've ever seen. Costco shoppers are already taking their frustration to social media as they highlight the growing costs they've recently seen at the warehouse. According to a Reddit user, a 2-pack of olive oil was priced at $46.99 about 3 months ago. The same 2-pack now costs $53.99, which left the shopper literally shocked. A quick check of the Costco website shows that these prices are indeed real. A 2-pack of 3-liter olive oil bottles from Costco's in-house brand Kirkland Signature is selling for $54.99 when purchased online. Because of this higher cost, some consumers are finding it hard to squeeze the cooking staple into their grocery budgets. On top of that, not all products sold on Costco.com are available at Costco warehouses. Also, products sold online may have different pricing than the same products sold at their local Costco. In some cases, they can cost up to 35% more depending on freshness, shelf life, packaging, and delivery fees. Some other items facing significant price increases at brick-and-mortar locations include baked goods, chicken, fish, soda, and fries. Last month, a beloved item that was discontinued by Costco during the pandemic made its way back to store shelves, but consumers say it disappoints in price and quality. The chain's blueberry bagel used to cost $7.99 for a dozen back in 2020. Now, they're selling for $110.99, which is way higher than other grocery store bagels. Redditors on the Costco subreddit also complained that they mold within 2 days of purchase, and the blueberry flavor is bland and unappealing. Moreover, Costco chicken breasts are costing, on average, 30% more per pound than during the peak of chicken inflation in 2022. When the bird flu outbreak victimized more than 40 million birds in the U.S. in 2022, the chain was selling chicken for $2.99 per pound. Today, however, consumers are getting it for over $3.30. In another online post shared last month, one customer mentioned that Costco's chicken price per pound is almost $1 higher than at conventional grocery stores. My local King Soopers, Kroger, in Colorado sells chicken breast for $2.49 a pound, while my local Costco sells them for $3.33 a pound. If you're buying a big pack, that extra 84 cents per pound adds up. The same feeling was echoed by someone in the comments who cited an over 6% monthly increase in the fish category and also said he had better luck at the local grocery shop. In the same post, some people mentioned that they can get cans of soda cheaper at grocery stores than at Costco, especially if they buy whatever soda is on sale that week. Even some newly released products at the Costco's food court are disappointing local customers these days. Why is it so hard to make a sandwich for $4.99? Wrote one irritated commentator on a Reddit post. Is it $6.99 to compensate for some of the lost revenue from the hot dog? Just a sandwich by itself at Costco should be $4.99, he stressed. Spending $7 to $10 on a boring cold sandwich at a food counter with no sides or drink in a store is crazy. For the price of this, you could get an entire value meal at a fast food joint or a burrito. Make it cheap or make it really good so I'm excited to eat it. This is neither, exclaimed one frustrated shopper. While the cost of a wide range of goods continues to go up for consumers, the company's profits are soaring too. Over the past year alone, Costco reported $29.7 billion in gross profits. That's an almost 8% increase from the prior year. Now, of course, there are many causes behind grocery price inflation, including climate change, global shortages, and geopolitical issues. But we have to admit that some underlying causes are also related to corporate greed. It's not news for anyone that there are too many corporations in America ripping people off. Although there are many big fish that are way dirtier than Costco when it comes to abusive price hikes, while official agencies and the media try to convince everyday Americans that the economy is back on solid footing, surveys show that grocery prices remain a top concern for most families, with 61% reportedly saying they're still struggling with their grocery bills every month. More work remains to be done to reduce the chances of future grocery price spikes, said Bharat Ramamurthy, former deputy director of the National Economic Council and co-author of the survey's report. So far in 2024, grocery price increases have outpaced overall inflation. Families are now paying 25% more for groceries than they were prior to the pandemic, compared with 19% overall inflation. About 5 categories drove nearly 30% of grocery inflation. They are beef and veal, poultry, non-frozen, non-carbonated juices and drinks, fresh fruits and vegetables, and snacks, according to the report. Such elevated costs for food are hitting American families harder and higher than ever before. This year, low-income families have been hit the hardest by rising grocery prices, and they've spent, on average, 31% of their income on food compared with 23% for middle-class households and only 8% for wealthier ones. Don Thilmany, an agricultural economist and professor at Colorado State University, said that I think people are waiting for prices to return to what they call normal, and with the exception of a few things, we are not going to see that. We're going to see prices stabilize at this level, and that's likely it. And that's sad news for everyone struggling to get by month after month, but that's the new reality we're in. And at the end of the day, Costco is just a small fish in a sea of vicious creatures.
I'm here at Costco today. I'm going to take you guys inside. We're going to have a look at some of these items that I'm seeing up to close to 100% inflation on. So I started noticing over the last year or so, a lot of these products that we used to buy at Costco now have almost doubled in price. And a lot of them used to be a good deal because I would buy them in bulk. But nowadays, it doesn't even make sense to buy them in bulk. Well, these avocados right here, they were $6.79 for 6 of them. It's $8.99 for 5 of them, which is a pretty crazy jump in prices. So over here, a lot of these prices have really gone crazy on the butter. The actual really good butter is insanely priced nowadays. It was reasonable before, in my opinion, but now $14.49 for this Kerrygold. It's not worth it. Now, a lot of these egg prices really did go insane, but thankfully over the last few months they've really come down. We actually have $2.50 a dozen for the cage-free over here. The good ones, the organic ones, $7.59. They're still a little bit less than $4 a pound. Big old thing of sugar. So this stuff right here has pretty much doubled in price. We were able to get this on sale 2 years ago for like $4.99. So this exact same ketchup right here, the last time I bought it, was $4.99. Exact same product. That's almost triple the price.